Welcome to the Admin UI Guide for Virtual Assessment Center. Today I will be taking you through the admin user interface and highlighting key areas that may assist in the setup of your virtual assessment center. An accompanying user guide document is also available to provide further guidance along with this video. We will start on the default homepage. This is where you will be taken upon successful login to the admin UI. Please note that the URL does differ from any previous version of our platform, so this will be clearly detailed in communication upon setup of your account. From here, we have the ability to select between accounts and projects. Accounts are a categorizing space that can contain multiple projects of varying design. Accounts act as an umbrella that follows a hierarchical structure that contributes to the organization of assessment projects. Projects are the specific spaces where candidates and Virtual Assessment Center are located. This area is where most of your project admin will take place and where Virtual Assessment Center or extracts can be accessed. Once your account is listed, a few options become available, such as Edit Email Notification. This allows you to edit email notifications at an account level, where you can not only select the language, but also the email notification type from the drop-down list. From here, you simply select the item of relevance. Once selected, further fields will open up, such as email sender address. This can be one of your choosing. And the email subject. And in addition to that, the email body. Please note that instructions are listed at the bottom for auto-population of certain information, such as participant name, a last name, your client's name, as well as the deadline date and invitation link. These simply need to be copied and pasted into the ticket body, where relevant information will be automatically included. Further to this, we also have account controls. From here, you can adjust the account name and the account code. Just below this, we also have the account description, if you wish to provide such information. To access your project, you may click into the account field itself or click the toggle account projects. Once clicked, any included projects within the account will be listed. And similar to the account controls, you may also edit email notifications at a project level. Also similar to the account controls, you may edit project controls. From here, you may adjust the project title, the display name, and also the code. An option that does differ from the account controls is the default project deadline. This deadline sets the deadline for the project in question and essentially sets a conclusion date for the project where candidates will no longer be able to complete any set activities. We also have the project language and the set time zone, which can be adjusted according to your preference. Just below this, we also have a product description. And in addition to project controls, we also have the Activate project. Deactivating a project will cease any interaction or access for that project and will not allow any further completions of assessments within the project itself. To access your project overview, click on the project item. And from here, you'll be taken to a project controls dashboard. Intuitively listed at the top are differing tabs where you can select between them depending on your requirements. From the Participants tab, you can add either individually or multiple from Excel. When adding individually, you can click on the Add Individual button. And from here, you can add relevant information such as name and email. You can also select the language. This will be the default language an assessment is sent to a candidate. However, they can adjust this upon commencement of the assessment pending their requirements. Client candidate ID can be ignored as this is only relevant if an applicant tracking system is integrated. Default meeting URL can also be ignored as this is only relevant for virtual assessment centres. For reasonable adjustment percentage, 100% should be used for 100 and 120% should be used when you require 120% of the time to be utilised. If you require less time to be used, such as 80% of the allocated time, 80 can be set as a value. Do note that the use of a zero value will not set the time as 0, but will default back to 100%. When adding multiple candidates, you may click Import from Excel. From here, you can select a sample XLSX file, which looks like so. From this file, you may enter the relevant information for multiple candidates, such as name, last name, and email. Please note that first name, last name, and email are essential when adding candidates. Any other fields are optional and bonus information when adding candidates to your project. Once ready, you may select the Excel file and simply upload to our system to upload candidates in bulk. Below, you can see a list of candidates pre-prepared. Here we have their listed names and email. In addition to this, you can also see a status. This will vary depending on the candidate progress along the assessment process. To the right, we have an Edit Labels option. Labels can be used to specifically sort candidates when running data extracts or just specifically categorize according to your preference. To add a label, you click on the Edit Labels button. And from here, you can select a recently used label or add a brand new one entirely. From here, you also have the View Emails log. Upon clicking this, you can see the email history with a particular candidate. You may also edit the personal details of a candidate. You can edit fields such as name, email, language set, as well as the reasonable adjustment percentage. You may also delete a participant or candidate, but please note that the deletion of a candidate will also delete any assessment data or information previously conducted. To contact participants, you can select all or individual, depending on your preference. And then click the Contact Participants button. And from here, you are prompted to add more participants if needed by either status, manual search for participant name or email, or by label. Once selected, you can click the Next button, which navigates you to an email notification template page where you can select a template depending on your desire. And from here, you are provided further review of the email sender address, the subject, as well as the set language of the email. Please note that you can also adjust the email body, where formatting and font can be adjusted, and also where our naming conventions are included at the bottom if you wish to automatically populate certain information, such as participant first name. From the Assessors tab, you can see a list of added assessors where their name, email address, and potentially any labels may be visible. From here, you have the ability to edit any added labels or add new labels entirely. Edit personal details such as name, email address, or username, as well as delete an assessor completely. You may add individual assessors via the Add Individual button. From here, you would add relevant information such as the name, last name, email address, as well as initial username and password. You may add assessors in bulk via the Import from Excel button. From here, you have the ability to download a sample file where an Excel sheet will be given to you. And within this, you can add relevant information such as first name, last name, email, as well as the username and password. Then you can add the Excel sheet to import the assessor list. And once added, they will be shown within the list of assessors within your project. Within the Results tab, we can see a list of participants and their result status. If a participant has yet to complete an assessment, it will remain blank with a Not Started message when highlighted. When an item has been completed, a score will be presented along with an end date and time just to show when this has been concluded. Further to this, we have an overall score and a potential score which can be displayed, along with a recommendation, as well as a status. Please note that the status can also manually be changed or amended if needed. A breakdown of a candidate's scoring can also be viewed by clicking into the participant. And from here, you can see a breakdown of competency scores. At the top of the results dashboard, you can see a blue Actions button. From here, you can download extracts in various types depending on need. Located to the right under the Actions item, there is an ability to view or add comments. From here, you can select the comment type under the drop-down list, as well as place a comment. A history of comments can be seen along with a timestamp that shows the date and time the comment was made and saved. Also located to the right under the Actions item is the Schedule Session button. Upon click of the Schedule Session button, we can see items and drop-down lists. We can select an activity or exercise. One or multiple assessors that can be selected by ticking the checkboxes. A lead assessor, which can also be selected by ticking a checkbox or selecting from the drop-down menu. A start date and time. An end date and time to conclude the activity. As well as the meeting location or URL. This can be a number or a URL depending on what is needed. And a virtual meeting room can also be created by clicking on the checkbox. A success message will also be returned upon successful creation of the scheduled activity. And this activity can be viewed under the Schedule tab. To view the activity, please navigate to the date required. And from here, you can see a list of scheduled activities. For the activity most recently created, we can see listed here, where the time, start and end time is listed, the activity type, the participant that will be included, as well as the assessors and the lead assessor. Further to this, we also have the location, which can be accessed if needed, as well as the status. This will change depending on the status of the activity, either started or not started. We also have the ability to edit schedule. From here, you can add or remove assessors, select a different lead assessor if needed, as well as adjust the start time and the end time. We also have the delete item option if needed, where you can completely remove and delete a scheduled activity. Thank you for watching the Admin UI Guide for Virtual Assessment Center. Please reference our documentation where further information is detailed for use of the Virtual Assessment Center.